Good evening, sim racing fans, and welcome to Domino's TYJ Racing Preseason Thunder. Tonight we are live from Charlotte Motor Speedway for the second round of preseason racing alongside Tyler Herr and Bucky Burt. I am Ben Kilcrease. Welcome to Domino's TYJ Racing coverage tonight on LSR TV 2. Cisco Scarmuza getting the picture that you see to you. Here we are, Charlotte Motor Speedway. This track in iRacing is part of the base content. When you get an iRacing subscription, you get this track free. They just hand it to you. Everyone has either raced here, whether it be in the street stocks at the big track, or the Spec Racer Fords on the road course, or the Legends on the Legends Oval. Everybody has raced at Charlotte one time or another in their iRacing career. Everyone wants to get a win tonight, Tyler, and bank those $10 that's on the line. What's it going to take to do just that?
Well, in order to win the $10 here, you're going to have to, first of all, manage the tire wear. That is the biggest key here. You're going to be flying around here. Everything's going to feel great. The car's going to handle perfectly how you want it. You can run anywhere, but only for about 5 or 10 laps. After that, you're going to drop if you push it too hard. So tire wear is key.
It's going to be fun to see how the tire wear takes into effect later on in the run. 85 laps here tonight at Charlotte Motor Speedway, so we'll definitely see pit stops for tires and fuel. And we've been watching in practice, Tyler, with the new dynamic surface at iRacing. Well, it's not really new. It's kind of getting a little old now, but it's still here. I've been watching these guys. They've been running bottom, middle, and all the way up by the wall. Which line do you think is going to come into play a little bit later on in the race once the rubber gets built up?
A little bit later in the run, I believe that the top side's where you're going to want to be. You're going to get a much better run coming out of the corners, while everyone else going down to the bottom is going to start drifting up a little more. Now, that could change. The high side could get slicker, but most of the time, that's where you're going to want to be at the end of this race.
I think it's going to be interesting to see who's going to be there. A lot of drivers already entered into this race. Just about a full field tonight here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Bucky Burt is in the booth with us tonight. He's got his own radio show. I'll let him talk a little bit about that here in just a minute. But Bucky, this is your first time broadcasting?
Yes, it is, and I appreciate you guys allowing me to come up here tonight.
We certainly enjoy having you. You ever been to Charlotte Motor Speedway in real life?
Yeah, I've actually worked in NASCAR the last couple of years, and I've had the privilege to go to many racing tracks that the NASCAR circuit goes to. Charlotte Motor Speedway is considered my home track as well, being a native South Carolinian. So being involved in the sport, it's almost, normal to say Charlotte Motor Speedway is your track.
Yeah, it'd be pretty awesome to live in the back door. The backyard of Charlotte Motor Speedway. Let's talk about the race tonight. You've seen the real cars run here, and I'm pretty sure you've seen the sim cars run here. What do you expect tonight out of the guys here at Domino's TYJ?
Well, a lot of these guys that are racing tonight in this series that's coming up, I've raced with them in Hardline Racing League, and that's a truck series. Those drivers that run in that series may not have as much experience in cup cars. So I think one thing to pay attention to those new guys is watching the bumps and turns going into turns 1 and 2. I think that could cause some trouble. With a full field, which looks like we're going to have tonight, I think that the biggest thing to focus on is a lot of these guys that are running tonight have never raced against each other before. So we may see some activity, and it may be a caution fest.
Certainly not out of the question. At the very least, Brad Rost won last weekend, picked up the $10 bill. He's here tonight, currently sits 11th on the speed charts in practice. Tyler, you as a race car driver, how important when someone, an outsider to our sport, looks at the practice speeds and say, oh man, he's outside the top 10, he's got no shot of winning this race. How important are the practice speeds compared to what the race conditions will turn into a little bit later?
I mean, there's a little bit of tell who's going to be fast, but for the most part, all of the practice speeds are essentially irrelevant. A lot of that's just hot lapping or whatnot, so what you have to look at is 10 lap runs, 20 lap runs. Who can maintain the best speed over a long run? That's the guy you're going to want to watch for at the end.
Mention Brad Rost. Won the $10 last week. David May, he finished second, pocketed $7. Ivan Jones, he finished third. He got a $5 bonus there, and I thought it was interesting when I was reading this a little bit earlier today doing my research. $2 went to Kevin Fetty and Ray Richer for a lucky dog. So if you get a lucky dog, you get a pocket $2, and Ray Richer also got another $2 for the Hard Charger Award. And I'm pretty sure those will be all awarded tonight. Post-race, and we'll try and break those to you as quick as possible after the checkered flag, if we can. Next race going to be right back here at Charlotte Motor Speedway on November 21st. It's still part of the preseason. So if you are interested in joining the league, be sure to check them out. It's going to be interesting tonight to see how this race unfolds. Bucky Burt, I told you I'd let you talk about your radio show, and I'm going to let you go ahead and do that now. We got a little bit of time to kill here in our pre-race show. Tell us what time it comes on, where we can find it, and what you talk about.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And the show is the Bucky Burton Show. It's a NASCAR-based show, racing show. Actually, the driver of the 44 car tonight, Ray Richer, is my co-host. So every Monday night from 7 to 9, we talk to NASCAR drivers. We talk to young drivers coming up, whether it's NASCAR K&N, regular street stock cars. Actually, a couple of weeks ago, we actually interviewed a kid or a guy that races lawnmowers. So anything racing related, we talk about it. We also get you up to date on everything NASCAR, and even iRacing, sim racing. We do talk about that. And one neat thing regarding the show in this Domino's TYJ Racing League is the winner of the race in this series in the season, when they start in January, that winner is going to come on the show and talk about the race and the experience. So every Monday night from 7 to 9, you can go to buckyburtradio.com, or you can get the TuneIn app and search Kinetic Hi-Fi, and we're up there, and everything is on the website.
Sounds well. I'll have to start tuning in. Right now, we're going to pull down the guy who's over it all, the leader here at Domino's White DJ, Robert McFarland. He's going to tell you a little bit about the league, how you can get signed up, and what to expect when the season kicks off. Robert, how you doing tonight?
Can you hear me now?
There we go.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I am super stoked about tonight. This has just been really fun. You know, the smell of burnt rubber and the exhaust, along with the sound of these 750 horsepower engines screaming down the front and back stretch. I'm just really pumped for tonight.
It's going to be fun. 85 laps here tonight. Going to be quite of an endurance, but on the other hand, not so long of a race that you can't really go out there and just slack. You got to get up on the wheel, got to go after it at the very beginning. Thanks for having us. Really looking forward to the race tonight. Talk to the fans and the viewers, and even some of the drivers that don't even know yet. How can you get signed up, and what are we going to expect when the season gets kicked off?
Yes, sir. First thing I want to do is thank Domino's for coming on board and making this possible. Yeah, if any of the fans or the drivers that have just joined this tryout race will go to the website, dominostyjracing.com. You fill out an application. You will get a phone interview within 48 hours, and we'll go from there. The guys in this race are either part of the league already. We've got about a dozen guys doing their first tryout race, see how they're going to race in a pack. And we're moving on from there. We still got quite a few spots to fill before January 7th, the first race. And so we're having this race, maybe another one next Saturday. But most all the details of the league are on the site at dominostyjracing.com.
When your season gets kicked off and And don't kill me, I haven't taken a look at the website just yet. I'm going to have to after the race tonight. Let's talk about the season itself. How long is it going to be? What kind of tracks are we going to be looking at for the season getting kicked off in January? And Robert's having problems with his microphone.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Oh,
Sorry about
there we
that.
go.
Yeah, we run every other Thursday night starting January 7th. We race the Hall of Fame setup, 40% of the actual race lengths. We go to all the popular tracks you can think of: Daytona, Talladega, Charlotte, Bristol, California, Michigan. But we do each track twice this year. We're looking at a multi-year deal with Domino's, formerly named Domino's Pizza, if some of you guys are wondering, ladies. And so next year we're going to extend our schedule and have more races and a whole lot more fun going forward.
All right, sounds like it's going to be a fun season. Get kicked off in January. Be sure to check them out. Again, Robert, thanks for having us tonight. Anything else you want to add?
Sit back, enjoy the show, and we're happy to be partnered with LSR TV, and we're looking forward to a great race tonight and a great season starting January 7th. And don't forget to go to the website if you got any questions. Most all the details will be there for you.
Sounds great. Good luck on the race tonight, Robert.
10-4, thank you.
Robert McFarland behind the scenes does a lot of work to get this action out on the racetrack. Tyler, we're just getting kicked off in qualifying now. Well, I was going to start talking there, but we actually have to send it down trackside, get some important stuff out of the way. Here's tonight's national anthem. On behalf of iRacing.com Motorsports Simulations and Domino's YTJ, welcome to Charlotte Motor Speedway for Preseason Thunder. 85 laps on the board tonight. It's going to be pretty fun. Let's go ahead and run them through your LSR TV starting grid. Tyler starting on the front row. Into number 9 with a time of 27.239. It is Corey Wharton to his outside. It'll be the 27 of Cole Stanley.
Row 2, starting in third position is the number 14 of Ryan McGorrick and the 4 of Tommy Corcoran.
Kevin Fetty will be inside in the number 94. To his outside, it's the 33 of last week's winner, Brad Rost.
Starting 7th is Curtis Young. On his outside, Ray Richer.
Chris Hurlow is in the 87. He rolls off inside of row number 5. To his outside, it's the 31 of Steve Cunningham.
Nathan Shore starts on the inside of row 6 with Joshua Ramos on his outside.
Paul Boozle is in the number 30 inside. Row 7 to his outside, it's Glenn Fetty in the 37.
Starting in 15th is the 45 of Paul Fugit. On the outside, the 85 of Judd Danielson.
Mike Donahue is in the 70. Inside to his outside is Charles Lee in the 24.
Starting 19th is Kevin Utley. On the outside and 20th is Robert McFarland.
The rest of the field will go across your screen there as the American Childhood Cancer Organization Ford Mustang pace car leads the field around the 1.5 mile. Charlotte Motor Speedway, we work to the back stretch. Tyler, final thoughts before we take the green flag here in Preseason Thunder?
Final thoughts here is just hold on for the first few laps here. If they can get through this without any incidents, we might see a good green run, but it could turn dicey real quick here at Charlotte.
We'll find out what's going to happen as the field paces their way through turns 3 and 4. Again, 85 laps, the set distance tonight here at Charlotte Motor Speedway in the Domino's TYJ Racing Series. It's Preseason Thunder. The pace car going to head down to the pit road, get out of the way of the leaders. It's in their hands now. 85 laps. We're underway at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Looks like Corey Stanley had a little bit of a jump, but had to back out of it going down to turn 1. The number 9 is leading the field, Corey Wharton.
Wharton early lead, 14. McGorrick, oh, he got loose off of turn number 2. To his outside comes Stanley, though. Stanley, a good run out of turn number 2 to the back straightaway. He's working that outside groove here early on. He'll fall back a little bit down in 3 and 4. McGorrick in the 14 prevails, gets second position off of turn number 4. Everybody a little bit out of shape these first couple laps on the field on the full tank of fuel.
Saw a few cars get a little loose, a little bit of beating and banging. Someone was actually clipping the grass in the front stretch.
Back straightaway, Donahue in the 70 is up against the inside wall. So far, we stay green for the time being. 2 laps in the books here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Clean and green so far, as we've got a heck of a battle up front for the lead between Wharton Stanley to 14 gets a shot. He's up the racetrack. Somehow they keep it straight on the back straightaway.
That was an incredible save. I don't know how he did that, but wow.
So McGorrick gets it back under him. That allowed Wharton in the number 9 out front to pull away from the rest of the field. Stanley gets a little bit of clean air, and he's going to bring Tommy Corcoran in the 4 with him. The 33 right behind him. Last week's winner, Brad Ross, just almost got up into the wall off of turn number 2. He sits 4th, and then you see McGorrick in the 14. He rounds out your top 5 early on. Stanley from second position slides up into the wall in turn 4. That's going to allow Corcoran to get to the inside. He'll take that second spot down into turn number 1.
I'm not sure if the 27 is suffering from any damage from that contact. It looks like his front end has some moderate damage. Not sure if that's affecting the handling or the power of that machine.
Oh,
4 in the wall,
big
heavy.
crash. Through the tri-oval, up onto the racetrack. Caution flies, and Corcoran, a single car incident on the front straightaway. Somehow, everybody was able to avoid the spinning number 4 machine in the middle of the tri-oval to bring out our first caution right here on lap number 6 in Preseason Thunder.
Hey guys, I do want to point out that the 27 has left front damage. I don't know if it was connected to the spin, but I do want to report that the 27 does have left front damage.
Thank you, Monkey. Stanley, odds are we'll see him down pit road to get that damage repaired. And Tyler, this is a good test for the other guys to go ahead, come on down, put 4 tires on the car, maybe try 2 to see what it can do here in the early going.
Well, it's still early. We might even see a few guys stay out and try and get track position over tires. But as I was saying, just as I was commenting on the front end of the 27 having slight damage, he just runs right into the back of the 4, and they're on pit road now, Ben.
Field heads down pit road. A couple guys do stay out. And when I say a couple, I mean just a very minimal number of guys stay out here. I don't know if they're just going to try and lead a lap or if they're going to try the old tires this early on in the going. One of them, your leader, Corey Wharton, he's got a fast car. We can't take that away from him in the number 9. Set the pole, has led every lap since. David May right behind him. He is a couple laps down. Then Joshua Ramos, he started way back in the 12th starting position. He's worked his way up to 3rd. Or he'll restart 2nd now if he does not choose to pit here on this restart. Could be a good opportunity for the 22. Turpin back in the 23. He started way back in the 29th spot. He'll restart 3rd on this restart if he chooses to stay out.
Looks like the 27 stayed on pit road while under this caution to repair that damage.
And the 14 of Ryan McGorrick is the first car off of pit road, followed by Curtis Young in 12, and William Wood, the first... Oh, nope. William Wood's going on to pit road.
So it's going to be
Brad
McGorrick,
Roast,
Young, and Ross. Yep. Ross, last week's winner, looking good in the early going. As we work lap number 9 right now, we will go ahead and let you know on lap number 13 we are going to go silent for that whole lap. For yesterday's date in the attack on Paris. We're going to have a moment of silence, a lap of silence for all of our friends across the bay. We'll restart with 3 drivers on old tires. So we'll see how those guys do here in the early going on this restart. Lights still on, the pace car and still on around the speedway. Should see those turn off this time or next time to begin work on lap number 10. Lights out. On the American Childhood Cancer Organization Ford Mustang pace car. Wharton swerved up to the outside. I thought he was going to choose the outside there to begin with. He decides to swing down to that bottom line. Maybe he does want to take the outside. He is going to take the outside, Tyler, for this restart.
Yeah, I couldn't tell what he was going to choose there, but he's looking for the outside there to get that run down into the corner and up off. But so far, I think the racing has been pretty well out on the track there. They spread out, but they just got stacked up, and coming off of 4, you're going to be hitting that wall if you're not careful.
Yep. Slippery conditions in the early run here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Front row for this restart. Wharton on the outside, Ramos on the inside, and it's Turpin, McGorrick in row number 2, Young, Rost in row number 3. Wharton again, your leader. He chooses the outside line for this restart. Remember, those first 3 guys on old tires. Pace car down the pit road. Field in the hands of Corey Wharton. And inside line, wanted to get a little bit of a jump. We go back racing. The field's going to stack up due to the mistake by the 22. So far, so good as we go to turn 1.
That was a huge mistake on the 22's part. He had to wait for the 9 to go, but that just stacked up the entire inside line, and all the guys on fresh tires are now right behind Morton.
That they are, and everybody that got stacked up on the start there, all racing side by side, almost some 3-wide racing at the back of the pack there. We do have 3-wide racing, but up front we got a battle for the lead. Ramos is through the grass. Ramos is going to come back up onto the racetrack.
Big.
We got a big one, guys.
Multiple cars involved down in 1 and 2. At least half the field. As McGork, your leader, comes to lap number 13, will go silent and pray for Paris. Our thoughts and prayers to those victims and families in Paris after the attacks yesterday. Caution out for the second time here at Charlotte Motor Speedway after the big one occurred down in turn number 1. I was watching a 3-wide battle at the back of the pack, looked up, saw the 33 down by the inside wall. Looks like he was going to take his RV down camping on the infield there, Tyler, and just came back up the racetrack, and everybody behind him just had nothing. It was everybody bunched up on the restart. It was just like a crash you'd see at Daytona or Talladega.
Yeah, it actually looked exactly. It was a 33. Not sure what happened to him. He just got loose in the quad oval, just got on the apron, drifted up into the 30, spun it, and everyone else trying to avoid that wreck ended up causing an even bigger one, and nowhere to go when that happens.
So we try to get everything situated after that crash, literally half, if not more than half of the field taken out, Bucky down in turn number 1. Couple cars did come down pit road that time. Bucky, you got to think after those drivers seen that on that restart, they're going to take this restart a whole lot carefully.
Yeah, one thing that we saw there on that restart was there was some guys that had taken 2 tires, and most of the pack or the field has taken 4. A lot of those guys were trying to rush back up through the field. You know, we have plenty of time to get up there, but I guess they wanted to use what they could with the tires. So with having this caution, and I'm assuming the entire field will come down to pit, maybe they could try and get a little single file and go racing.
We'll try and reset the field as a pace right now. Your leader, Ryan McGork, in the 14, took the lead right before that caution. Paul Fugate, he sits second. Third is Luke Turpin in the 23. The 12 is Curtis Young. He sits fourth, and Robert McFarland rounds out the top 5 in the 41.
You have the 16 going to restart in 6th position, just heavy damage all around that car. Then in 7th spot, you're going to have Chad Payne, Ivan Jones in 8th, Dennis Cook 9th. and Glenn Fetty rounding out the top 10 on this restart.
Lights out on the Childhood American Ford Mustang pace car. American Childhood Cancer Organization Ford Mustang pace car, that is. A little bit under the weather tonight, so if I get tongue twisted, don't hold it against me. So here we go. Pacing down the back straightaway, getting set for our second restart of the night. We'll see how the racing is in a couple of laps. You think after seeing that, like we talked about, Tyler, these guys are going to take it a whole lot easy and just get in the rhythm. Like Bucky said, get single file for the first couple of laps. Start doing your battling towards the end of the race.
Now, the one thing on this restart you're going to have to watch out for, damaged cars, though. Might be tricky.
We'll find out. Pace car to pit road. Green flag back in the air. We're racing again at Charlotte Motor Speedway. McGuirk spun the tires on the inside. Top four race to turn one.
Just as I pointed out with the 16, all that damage, he stacked up the outside.
Some good cars were taken out at that last wreck, so it looks like what I said, single file seems to be paying off right now.
So far, so good. One lap in the book after the restart. McGuirk still your leader. Race for the 7th position. Anderson goes at it with Ivan Jones. Jones makes quick work of that. Jones takes that 7th spot down in turn number 1. They'll continue to race right behind the Anderson machine for the 8th spot. Scratch that, make that 9th as Dennis Cook in the 54 tries to hold off Paul Buzel in the 30. Cook just gets out the way, goes up the racetrack, says you can have it.
I'm not sure if the 30 gave him a little bit of the bumper there, but as you can see, he's now on the inside and past Anderson. The 16, he's just damaged right now. He's trying to survive this now.
Got up into the wall there on the back straightaway, so we'll see how long that machine is going to be able to last here in this one. Ryan McGuirk has pulled out 10-15 car length lead over the 23 of Turpin. Turpin second, third is Paul Fugate. Young still sits fourth, and McFarland is fifth. That has not changed since the restart. Anderson in the 16 leads a group of cars. You got Glenn Fetty and Utley. Wharton in that battle. Wharton trying to work his way back through the field, trying to see if he can't get back up there to the lead position where his car looks to be the best. In the early run, Anderson almost pinched him all the way down to the bottom of the racetrack.
Chris Hurlow following suit there was pinched by the 16 as well. And if the 9 wants to get all the way back up to the front, he has a lot of work to do. Coming to the line, we're going to see how far off the lead he is. 5.7 seconds behind the leader. He has a lot of work to do to get back up there.
A lot of work and a lot of cars to pass. Look at this, though. He's around the outside of the 42 machine of Utley. Closes in on the 37, swings to the inside. That's going to be 2 cars in a half a lap for Corey Wharton. Lap traffic now for Wharton. He gets by. So far, so good. Wharton probably going to need a caution to be competitive again. Or race for the lead, I should say. He's competitive now, but he's going to need a caution to get back up there and challenge for the lead. And we certainly can't count that out. McGuirk still your leader here at Charlotte Motor Speedway in the preseason Thunder. Turpin is second. Paul Fugate closing that gap to the 23. We could see a battle for the second spot heating up here in the next couple of laps.
Now we're going to have to watch. Oh, caution
Trouble.
out on the track.
The 30 cars around in the middle of turn number 3. Looks like a single car incident for the most. That happened when Boozle, the lap machine to 24. Real hard to see from my angle exactly what happened there.
It looks almost like the 30 was trying to go with Ivan Jones to get by the 24, and right as they entered the corner, the 24 was coming down, the 30 was trying to hold his line and just got turned.
Yeah, it looks like he got turned by a lapped car there.
Turned head first into the turn 3 wall, spins, and somehow or another everybody was able to avoid him right in the middle of the racetrack. Corey Wharton was one of those guys. He got a little bit of damage. He scraped the outside wall, but he came within inches of the front bumper of that number 30, spinning number 30 machine down in turn number 3. And just as we say that and complete the replay, cars are down on pit road, and most of your leaders, if not all of your leaders, have decided to make the journey down pit road.
Very close battle at the end of pit road there between the 14 and the 23. Looks like the 23 beat him.
Yeah, that was almost a collision on the exit of pit road there. Luckily, the 14 McGorrick was able to control his car, keep everything straight. McGorrick going to come out. He'll restart second. It looks like Turpin's going to lead us back to the green flag. We'll give you a full rundown of the field and bring you back just in time for the green flag. You're watching LSR TV, the voice of sim racing.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Welcome back to the Domino's TYJ Preseason Thunder right here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Get set for the restart after our third caution of the night. Top 5 as we get set to go back green. Luke Turpin leads the field. He chooses the outside. Ryan McGorrick is on the inside in the 14, and it's Curtis Young, Paul Fugate, and Robert McFarland. That's top 5 as the American Childhood Cancer Organization Ford Mustang pace car down pit road. Green flag back in the air. We're back racing again here at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
They're going down towards turn number 1, the 23, leading the 14. 14 is right there on his corner. He's getting a good run through 1 and 2, side by side as they come off of 2.
Turpin's going to pinch him down. The drag race is for the lead going down into turn number 3. Turpin on the outside. They make contact. There's more contact. Turpin goes around into the wall. Caution is out again. And
Looks
more
like
cars involved.
3-4 car wreck there, starting with the 23 just making an overly aggressive move right on the restart.
Curtis Young and the 12 just nowhere to go. He slaps the wall with the Turpin machine. Looks like Fugate was involved. A 42 was involved. A 51. Just another pileup off of turn number 4 here at Charlotte Motor Speedway with the aggressive driving on the restart yet again.
You know, guys, right before that caution, I was going to chime in and say one thing that we're going to have to watch out for because of the last caution was lap down cars. These leaders, you know, with minimal damage is catching these lap down cars pretty quickly. And that last wreck before this one was caused by a lap down car taking out a lead lap car. But after this caution, we've got nothing but wrecked cars here. So this is going to be a very interesting race from here on out.
Very few cars left in the field, Tyler, that are 100% like Bucky said. I see maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 at the highest.
Yeah, I only see a handful of cars out here with no to minimal damage, and as this race goes on, it looks more and more like a typical Saturday night dirt track race. Just everyone's getting beat up out there.
You know, one thing to keep in mind at the beginning of the broadcast, we talked about, you know, this being preseason thunder for this league. A lot of guys racing against each other for the first time, learning how to run against these guys. Obviously, with just practice, it's just going to get better. You don't know what to expect with some of the driving styles.
Yep, most definitely. The Domino's TYJ Racing Series on LSR TV2 is brought to you by Domino's. With Domino's new Piece of the Pie rewards, you can earn a free pizza after just 6 online orders of $10 or more. You can sign up at Domino's.com/rewards. Domino's. Oh, yes, we did. And also brought to you by the Bucky Burt Show, airing on Monday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern from Charleston. Listen to all the NASCAR talk from last week and hear the info from insiders of the sport. Check it out at BuckyBurtRadio.com.
7 p.m.
7 p.m. I'm sorry. My scripter put the wrong time there. I'm not going to say who that is. Cisco.
It's okay, guys.
Continuing to pace. Continuing to pace here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. This is our 4th caution of the night. Dennis Cook, he sits 7th right now. He qualified 28th. A very big mover. Also another big mover. Started back in the 39th spot. He's up to 4th. Justin Anderson. Another big mover. He's up to the 2nd spot. Ivan Jones qualified way back in 34th. And Paul Fugate, your race leader, he qualified 15th.
Yeah, you see very few guys that started in the top 10 inside the top 10 right now. The only 2 that are in there are your pole sitter, Corey Wharton. He's sitting in 9th place, and Christopher Hurlow is sitting 8th after starting 9th.
Yep. Well, actually, that's a good point. Going down the list of the top 10 drivers, first qualified 15th in his 34th, 20th, 39th, 14th, 27th, 28th, 9th, 1st, and 11th. That's the top 10 right now, and where they qualified, those names are Fugate, Jones, McFarland, Anderson, Fetty, Payne, Cook, Hurlow, Wharton, and Shore. As the lights are off on the American Childhood Cancer Organization Ford Mustang pace car, he gets set to head on down the pit road, and we'll try to do this one more time. For the 4th time here tonight, we'll restart again here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Field in the hands of Paul Fugate. There's the green flag. We're back racing.
Great restart by the leaders, side by side as they head down into turn 1. 53 with a slight advantage over the 45. And as I was about to say, the 16, you're going to see him drop back once more, but right now all eyes are up front for the battle for the lead.
Drag race to 3. Fugate lets out. Ivan Jones sends it into turn number 3. He takes the lead off of turn 4. Jones, your new leader here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Fugate falls to 2nd. McFarland is in the 41. He wants to get up there and challenge Fugate for that 2nd spot. Right behind them, a gaggle of cars all going for position. One of those, Corey Wharton, who now on the back straightaway cracks the top 5 again here at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
You know, I want to talk a little bit about Robert McFarland in the 3rd spot in the number 41 car. I've raced with him in Hardline Racing League. He is a very methodical driver. He takes his time. And I'm not surprised that he's riding right there in 3rd. He may be a threat to win this thing before it's done.
We have some
Problems. In turn 1 is Dennis Cook. Dennis Cook, Adam Wilkerson get together on the front straightaway so far. We're still green. Now the caution is out, and it's Glenn Fetty around down in turn number 3. 37, Glenn Fetty into the wall hard, and it looks like he got a little bit of help to bring out our 5th caution of the night.
Both Fetty brothers are having a hard time tonight.
Now that was interesting because you had cars wrecking on the front stretch, no caution, and it takes all the way to turn 3 for a caution flag to be thrown out for a completely different incident.
This is Glenn Fetty. Looks like he backed a corner up down in 3. They may. Oh wow, that's really interesting. It looks like he went over the hump entering turn number 3 there. Got a little loose, had to check up. And the 35 was just had so much speed, Nathan Shore had nowhere to go but into his quarter panel. Handful of cars down on pit road, getting that little bit of fresh rubber. Going to take advantage of it. Can't say that I blame them. Your leader, Ivan Jones, took the lead from Fugate on that last restart with a power move down into turn number 3. Ivan Jones leads the preseason race here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Slowly but surely easing up on halfway here in the preseason thunder at Charlotte Motor Speedway with the Domino's TYJ Racing Series. You're watching LSR TV2, the voice of sim racing. We'll be right back.
You guys need to name one of the cautions. Avoid the noise! Yeah, back from the 90s.
Welcome back to Charlotte Motors Speedway. Still under caution here for the 5th time after a incident down in turn number 3. We've had a couple of single car incidents and then 2 really big wrecks. The first happening down in turn number 1 and 2. The second right off of turn number 4, and we called them the big one. That's what it was. Tyler, basically just like a wreck you'd see at Daytona or Talladega. On the restart, everybody bunched up. Just has nowhere to go, but right into the crash.
Yeah, you just have a bunch of guys trying to avoid one incident, and if you're not careful, you're going to have people hitting each other, trying to avoid a wreck and just cause a bigger one, and it really reflects now on the leaderboard as to who's actually been able to avoid the wrecks. We only have 12 cars left on the lead lap now.
Certainly do. Getting set for the restart. Tonight's racing is brought to you by Inside Sim Racing TV. For the latest and greatest news and reviews in the sim racing world, from PC to console and everything in between, ISR TV is your go-to stop. Their weekly shows and our website, Inside Sim Racing, is dedicated to the world of simulated racing. Visit us at isrtv.com and check out the show, our blog, and forums for much more. Proud partner of LSR TV. The American Childhood Cancer Organization Ford Mustang pace car gonna get to the safety of pit road. That leaves Ivan Jones and Robert McFarland, the front row, in charge of the field, or in control of the field, I should say. Green flag is back in the air. We're back racing in Charlotte.
Looks like the 41 spun his tires. That's going to leave Ivan Jones all by himself going into turn 1 and with the run coming out of 2, but big battles there between 3rd and 6th place, both all side by side.
Battle watches for that 3rd spot. Now making the battle for 2nd as they go down into turn number 3. Corey Wharton, we've talked about him all race long. He's up to 3rd, looking to get that 2nd position back. And once he gets up to 2nd, which he might just do right here in turn number 1, he's going to have his eyes set on the lead. He gets 2nd away from Anderson in 1. He's going to bring the 14 of McGork with him to the back straightaway. The 16 of Anderson dropping like a rock here on this restart.
And don't look now, because Chris Hurlow is looking to get into the top 5 for the first time all night.
Hurlow in the 87. McFarland got the bad restart. He's looking to crack his way a little bit further into the top 5. He sits 5th now, wants to get that 4th spot. He gives the bumper to Anderson. He slides up the racetrack. Hurlow almost gets into him. They're 3 wide off turn 2. They keep it straight for the most part. And they'll regroup, regain, and try it again at a later point.
That was some great heads-up driving by everyone to avoid any sort of contact and another caution, but as I said, the 87, he's using the high side. You could just see how much more of a run he has through the center off in these corners.
As we cross the halfway point of today's race, it's now time for our iRacing Midway Race Break, brought to you by iRacing.com, the leader in motorsport simulations and the official sim racing partner of NASCAR. Your leader, Ivan Jones, out in front of the field. He's been there for most of the night. He's being challenged right now by Corey Wharton. And 2nd, who is bringing the 14 of Ryan McGork with him. 4th is Paul Fugate and Justin Anderson. He sits 5th. We've had 5 cautions so far tonight, 2 big ones and a couple of single car mishaps, which has highlighted the night here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. In our midway race break, we've got a change for the lead. It is Corey Wharton back out in front of the field here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. This has been your iRacing Midway Race Break. For more information on a wide variety of sim racing possibilities on the web, visit iRacing.com to sign up today.
We're taking a ride on with Ivan Jones in the 53, and just as I said at the beginning of the broadcast, tires, 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 and this pretty much highlighted that situation. You have both the 9 and the 14 on brand new tires, and they're able to just power by the 53, and they're just going to check out now.
Jones almost got into the wall. He had to check up. He loses 15, 20 car lengths to the 14 of McGork as they go down into turn number 1 just from the checkup off of turn number 4. McGork going to try and reel in Corey Wharton. Wharton back out and lead where he likes it. He was there early in the race, got singled up in some stuff, had to drop back, had to get some repairs. But now he is back in the lead, and he's got a little bit of lap traffic right in front of him.
Looks like there is a big battle there between the 28 and the 51, and the 16 all for 8th spot. You have the 51 going around the high side of the 16, and everyone's going to fall back in line.
Faulkner going to gain that 8th spot down in turn number 3. Chad Payne going to work on the 16 of Anderson now off of turn number 4. Payne going to look low. Can't do anything to the tri-oval. We'll see what happens as they get down into turn number 1 as we cross over to lap number 50. This time by at the flag stand for leader Corey Wharton. It'll be 35 laps to go here at Charlotte.
And on board the 16, he is coming down the front stretch there, just with a little bit higher exit, trying to get as much speed out of the corner as possible. Goes down to turn 1, right in the middle of the track, arcing it down center and coming up high out of the corner there, down the back stretch.
Good race for the 10th spot. Scratch that. That's the 11th spot, and one of the cars is a lap down, but it's still interesting racing going on there with the 8 machine of Wilkerson. He's able to get by 23. Bucky?
Yeah, something to consider here. This is the longest green flag run that we've had so far in this race. With just over 30 laps to go here left in the race, maybe some green flag stops.
Wow, close call on the front straightaway there with the second place McGork and Ramos in the 22. See if we could get a replay of that, maybe, Cisco, because that was a scare not only for McGork but for your leader. And Ramos spun actually in turn 4 without a caution. All of that right in front of your leader. Unbelievable.
That cost a lot of time for McGork to the leader of Corey Wharton. Now it's just a matter of trying to get settled back in, trying not to abuse those tires, and just seeing if the 14 can reel in the 19 in these final few laps.
Herlo on the move around the 45 of Fugate for third. Herlo has cracked a podium position here late in the going. He might have something for the top 2 if this thing goes green all the way to the end. It'll be 30 laps to go this time by for leader Wharton.
And that last lap there, Herlo was the fastest car out on the track. Not by much to the leader, but still trying to navigate a bunch of traffic there. He was still the fastest car on the track.
Herlo runs a 28.586. Your leader, Wharton, runs a 28.531. If we get a caution and you you pair those two up on the front row, this could be an interesting race. But it looks as though things go right now. We could see this thing go green all the way to the checkered flag as we're under that 30 to go mark right now here in the preseason Thunder at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Now that last lap by, Herlo was about a 10th quicker than Corey, and that's a feat considering how much damage is on the front end of that 87 machine.
Like I said, it's gonna be interesting to see. He's certainly reeling him in, but I think he's just gonna run out of time. 30 laps, and he's got 3.5 seconds to make up.
Now see, the one thing with the 87, he certainly has the speed, but as you said, does he have the time? And is he going to have the tires by the time he gets there? That's going to be one of the big...
McGuark is in the grass, got into the wall off turn number 4, and he has pulled it behind the wall. That's going to bump Herlo to the second spot. What a change of events there.
Looks like the 14 just got too aggressive coming out of the corner, coming out of 4, slaps the wall, and just takes it down through the grass, and just right behind the wall. Nothing much more he could do there with no caution coming out.
So, the field spread out. Herlo, last time by was 3.2. This time by 3.1. He's cutting away at the lead, but at the rate he's going, he's going to run out of time. There's a problem in turn number 1. The 44, Ray Richer, is up into the wall, and he's smoking down the back straightaway.
Looks like he's lost his engine there. He is slowing down the backstretch, causing a huge smoke screen for everyone, just trying to limp it down onto pit road out of everyone's way.
Let the leaders by there and just tag the wall going down into turn number 1. And with the damage already to that 44, the motor just said, nope, I can't take it anymore. And let's go down in the middle, 1 and 2.
Now, it looks like, due to all the attrition, there's only 10 cars left on the lead lap. And only 6 cars within 10 seconds of the leader.
One thing I'm hearing. Oh, one thing I'm hearing over the radio is a lot of guys are complaining that the tire wear is falling off. So something to think about here with just over 20 to go.
And you gotta wonder, we should be good on fuel, but maybe some of those guys who didn't stop on the last caution, maybe some guys who haven't even put fuel in the car at all, they might have that in the back of their mind as well as we close in on the 20 to go mark. It'll be 21 laps to go this time by for Wharton at the line. Tonight's racing brought to you by the Lions Club International. When it comes to meeting challenges, Lions' response is simple. We serve. With more than 1.4 million members in over 200 countries, in hospitals and senior centers, in regions battered by natural disaster, in schools and eyeglass recycling centers, Lions are doing community volunteering work, helping, leading, planning, and supporting. Because we're local, we can serve the unique needs of the communities we live in. And because we're global, we can address the challenges that go beyond our borders. Go to bealion.org to find out more. Proud partner of LSR TV. As we run, we'll take a look at our top 10 here in the preseason Thunder at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Corey Wharton, your leader. Chris Herlo, 3.1 seconds back. It's just about stalled right there now. So Herlo sits second. Not really gaining, not really losing. Fugate, he sits third in the 45. Nathan Shore is in the 35. He sits fourth. And rounding out the top 5, Ivan Jones.
Robert McFarland in the 41 is running in 6th position. Justin Faulkner is running 7th. Chad Payne 8th. Justin Anderson in the 16 runs 9th. Rounding out the top 10, and then last car on the lead lap, Adam Wilkerson in the 8th. Now, this is one of my favorite times of the race as a driver. It might not seem all that exhilarating as someone sitting and watching, but this has, for me, when I'm out on the track, this is one of my favorite moments where it's all about trying to maintain the tires and seeing if you either have what it takes to gain on the leader or not. And just that sort of strategy I always love being out in the car and actually having.
As a driver, I actually like making it too. Or is it this far into the race? I think that's an accomplishment in itself. While we were talking there, Justin Faulkner gave up his top 10, or gave up his 8th position and headed down pit road. He now sits 10th, 1 lap down. He filled it up and got 4 fresh Goodyear racing tires. Herlo has lost a couple of tenths to leader Corey Wharton, who is just continuing to pull away. And now, just as I say that, Wharton has pulled off the racetrack and he's down onto pit road. Herlo takes the lead and will lead lap number 70 at Charlotte.
Now, that's a real interesting pit strategy, one that I'm not quite sure on, since this is going to put the 9 a lap down if he takes 4 tires. I don't think there's enough time for him to gain all of that time and get back around the 87. This is very interesting.
Wharton's taking 4. Everybody else is down. Ivan Jones looks like he took 2 there, and he spins on pit road exit.
Yeah, a lot of guys on the radio were complaining about the tire wear going off. I think to finish out the race, they just wanted 4 fresh. And I think fuel might have been an issue too.
For sure. It'll be just a little bit while a couple laps while we get everything sorted out and see who's going to stack up where.
Chris Herlo is already on and off pit road, trying to fight the car down the apron and merge it back up onto the racetrack.
He took 2. Took 2 tires for the 87. It could be the race winning move right there, because he comes out in front of Corey Wharton, and if he can keep his car out in front, clean air at Charlotte Motor Speedway is deadly, and he's got 2, maybe. We'll see at the line here. He's got right at 2.5 seconds on Corey Wharton.
Interesting call by the 87. Of course, he needed to get as much time as he could. He was just losing time to the 9 on the end of that run, but I think 4 tires is going to be the way to go here. 2 tires will be good for the first 5 laps maybe, but it's 4 tires that are going to prevail at the end.
1 car has yet to pit. It's Adam Wilkerson in the number 8. He closes in on 11 laps to go here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. This time by, he does not pit. Can Wilkerson make it to the end and pull off an upset?
And if Wilkerson does not make it to the checkered flag on this run, Corey Wharton, the guy in 3rd in the 9 that took 4 tires, is catching the 87 who took 2. So it may come down to a battle between these 2 guys for the win.
I don't think the 8's going to be able to hold off these guys that are hard charging. He's losing 2 seconds a lap to 2nd place Chris Herlo.
10 to go, and he's sideways. Your leader almost spins in the tri-oval. He has to check up more down in turn number 1. And like you said, Herlo is coming with a head full of steam. He's got 5-6 lap cars in front of him, though. Wilkerson, the tires are gone. He is running on the tread. He stays out again. 9 laps to go. Here comes Herlo. He can see him through his windshield now.
Of course, this might not be a race-winning move, but it could net him some cash in the end if he finishes in 3rd place. That might be what the strategy is.
Herlo, back straightaway, turn 3, new leader. Just like that. Makes it look easy in the 87. Wilkerson's going to fall back. He's going to lose the second spot here on the front straightaway to Wharton. He's going to slow Wharton down. Wharton has to check up, but Herlo's caught behind the lap traffic down in turn number 1.
Oh, now the lap traffic, this is what's making it great. You have to navigate around in the corners, trying to get around everybody.
Herlo's in the wall! Dennis Cook almost puts Herlo in the wall. Sorry to cut you off there, Tyler. Now Cook's almost going to get into the wall. Herlo has lost all the ground he made to Corey Wharton. Wharton is now on the bumper of Herlo with 6 laps to go, this time by at the line.
I think those 4 fresh tires are going to pay off for Wharton. Battle for the lead here.
9, right on the back bumper, taking a look. He's going to just try and ride behind him, taking a look on the high side. Now back down low, doesn't know which way he wants to go. On the inside of the 87, side by side across the line, it was still Herlo that last lap.
Herlo led that lap down to the 10,000ths. Our monitor. New leader, yeah. Herlo loses the lead, but Herlo, our monitor, goes to the 1,000th, and it was all zeros. Corey Wharton, though, clears Herlo with 5 laps to go at Charlotte.
Now, during all of that racing, Adam Wilkerson ended up in his car down onto pit road. He's currently sitting 6th now, so he's not, in 8th place now. He's not going to get that podium finish that he wanted.
Nathan Shore lined up to finish on that podium if he can keep it straight till the end.
Yeah, Herlo
Wharton
seems to have locked up the 2nd place with 3rd place about 11 seconds behind him.
Most definitely. Wharton got the 4 to go there. It's just a Sunday ride for Corey Wharton in these last couple of laps. It'll be 3 laps to go at Charlotte Motor Speedway. This time by. He's got a little bit of lap traffic to deal with. Shouldn't be much of a problem, but as I say that, we have seen lap traffic play a factor in this race already.
Yeah, right now it just looks like it's going to be an easy sailing to the checkered flags for the 9. And also, since there are no green-white checkers, the next flag is going to end this race, whether it's going to be the checker or the yellow.
Popsicle stakes for Wharton, 2 laps to go here in race number 2 in preseason Thunder for the Domino's TYJ Racing.
Herlo is really dropping back right now. He's now 3.2 seconds off the lead. Just the 2 tires are not holding up, but it doesn't matter. He's going to get that 2nd place.
Can't take away from him, though. He gave it a shot, and now he's
Herlo's
coming down
pit road.
Wow. Coming to the white flag, Herlo has pitted.
I wonder if his crew didn't get enough fuel into the car.
Wow. Corey Wharton, though, in 3 and 4, will keep an eye on Herlo as well. Wharton's going to work his way off of turn number 4, put his name in the history books. He wins preseason Thunder here at Charlotte.
Your 2nd place finisher, Nathan Shore, is still in the middle of 3 and 4. Just a huge win by Corey Wharton, just putting a hurting on this field.
Wow. That is one of the craziest last laps I think I've ever seen. It looks like Justin Faulkner will finish 3rd here tonight at Charlotte Motor Speedway in our preseason Thunder for the Domino's TYJ Racing Series. Wow. A strange turn of events, but made for a great race. That was fun to call.
Definitely. With all the cautions and mess at the beginning of the race, the second half there with pit strategy and whatnot, that was a good one to watch, and just got word the 87 did not take enough fuel.
There you go. That'll do it. Corey Wharton, your winner tonight here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. We hope to talk to him and the rest of the top three right after this. You're watching LSR TV 2, the voice of sim racing.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Welcome back to Charlotte Motor Speedway. We're going to talk to a couple of our racers here. First is going to be Paul Fugate, and to talk to him, we're going to send it down to Tyler Hurd. Tyler?
Hey there, Paul. Come up with Paul, and pretty crazy race out there tonight. How did your night go out there with all the cautions at the beginning and the green runs at the end?
Well, I don't know if you guys saw, but I avoided a lot of wrecks tonight, and tire management was the key. Basically, my strategy tonight was to, if there was a caution after 7 or 8 laps, automatically come in, and that was basically the deal tonight.
No, it was a little rough going for you. Finished 10th, 2 laps down. Just how how did you think the racing went overall, as far as everyone give and take and how everyone was acting out on the track?
I thought overall it went pretty well. I mean, some of the guys were getting a little too antsy there at the beginning, so I decided just to lay back and, take care of my stuff and get to the end.
You managed to keep your car looking relatively clean there at the end, just a few bumps and bruises, but overall a good night for you. Is there anyone that you'd like to thank tonight?
Oh, I'd like to thank first off Lions Club International for letting me do this and being 100% behind me sponsoring my car. I'd like to also thank Schroeder Associates Insurance here in Mechanicsville for sponsoring me as well. And Blown Gasket Racing just came on this week to sponsor me, and they let me join their team. And I'd like to give a shout out also to Erica listening tonight. She's a big supporter of mine, and I thank you for what you guys do. And I'd like to thank also Domino's for sponsoring this league. And hopefully I made a statement tonight saying I got to be one of the guys you got to beat.
Well, all right, good run out there, Paul. And now we're gonna go to Bucky Bird. He's caught up with Robert.
Hey, Robert, Bucky. You guys ran a very clean race tonight. Kept the 41 car in the top 10 and top 5 most of the race. Talk a little bit about what you guys had to overcome there at the beginning stages of the race.
Well, that was a very exciting race. I didn't have a very good qualifying lap, and so I started way in the back. And I've got to thank my spotter Dick Trickle and my crew chief Cole Trickle for getting me through all that traffic. I really got lucky, to be honest, missing some of those accidents. And I'm tickled pink to finish fifth.
Yeah, other than finishing 5th, what is the biggest thing to take away tonight?
I would have to say that the for the most part, the clean competitive racing was a lot of fun. Of course, we did have some cautions. You're gonna have some cautions when you got this many cars on the track with this much grip in the track, and it looks like we're definitely going to add a good 7-8 drivers who have passed their first qualifying race, tryout race. We're going to add them to our roster. I'll be making the phone calls going out tomorrow afternoon. And we're also going to be paying some folks. The winner, Corey Wharton, will be getting his $10, and second place will be getting $7. Third place will be getting $5. I had a couple, 3 or 4 lucky dogs will be getting paid $2 each. And the Hard Charger Award, somebody will get $2 for that. I'm not sure who it is yet. And I failed to mention earlier that in the championship of our first season for 2016, the total purse payout is around, actually it's over $2,500 with the champion winning $400. I want to make sure the viewers knew that.
Sounds good. Now tell everyone how this race became possible tonight.
This particular race came possible. A couple things came together. Of course, we're having our tryout races. We filled quite a few spots last Saturday night, and some guys were doing their second tryout race tonight.
All right. Well, thank you, Robert. Go ahead real quick. Thank your sponsors, and we're going to send it over to Tyler.
Yeah, again, I just want to thank Domino's for making this possible. I know you guys are hungry up in the booth. I'm hungry. I'm probably going to have to call me and get me a Domino's pizza. I want to thank Monster Energy for coming on board, and appreciate having you guys tonight. See you next week.
All right, thanks, Robert. Tyler?
Caught up with number 28 of Chad Payne. Chad, you finished 6th tonight. How do you feel about that?
I thought I had a pretty good run, considering I qualified in a bad position, but a lot of wrecks came my way, and I moved right up.
Well, you kept your car pretty clean out there, and at the end with the green flag run, were you concerned about the tire wear and your fuel strategy?
Yeah, tire wear was really getting to me, and about 2 laps to go on fuel, and decided, well, I better pit now or else I'm going to be out of gas.
And of course, you were right there witnessing all the big wrecks. Just describe what was going through your mind as you were getting through all of that.
Well, I was depending on if I needed to use the brakes enough. It was getting pretty iffy out there.
It certainly looked pretty hairy up here from the booth, but is there anyone that you'd like to thank for your finish tonight?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Domino's, TYJ Racing, and LRS for sponsoring me tonight, and appreciate everybody coming out.
And now we're going to send it to Ben Kilcrease, who is in victory lane with our winner.
Thank you very much, Tyler. Coy Wharton down here in victory lane at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Started on the pole, gets the win. You went from up to down, and then you made your way back up again. Walk us through your race and the ups and downs.
Oh, thank you for having me. I was actually just taking a bunch of selfie shots and whatnot for social media because we all know how that doesn't control anything.
Selfies.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was a interesting race. Started on pole. I was actually surprised to get the pole. I thought that a lot of the guys were holding back, and I was like, oh man, I gotta bust my backside to try and get up there. But the Reese Tow Power Chevrolet SS it ran flawless, and it had speed all night. And then, first caution happened, and I stayed out, figuring that we only had 6 laps on tires, so it's no big deal. And I got that horrible, horrible feeling like when you're the only guy at prom with no date and everybody else went into the pits. So, started up on the outside. I picked the outside because I knew that, from my experience running Charlotte, the car runs best. Car runs best on the outside, and at least on starts. And I jumped to the outside and busted my backside to try and make sure that I got a good restart. And then the caution happened, pitted, went to the back, came back out of the pits, and for the rest of the race, it was all about, I guess, getting time on the screen. I was passing guys on the outside, on the inside, and it was fun. Like, it was really fun. I love the fact that the car can move around. There's multiple lines, etc. And I figured, sponsors sitting there watching their car doing some good stuff on the track. It's a good time. So, but it was really fun. Everyone raced really clean. I had one little scrape with the wall when I had there was a caution. I think either the 33 or the 30 or somebody got turned into the wall in turn 3. And I didn't know where they were going, and I had to go up high, and I barely scuffed the wall, and I was yelling at the crew chief, the car's broken, stuff's falling off, there's a tire missing, and the crew chief's yelling at me saying that there's barely a wrinkle, like if I just turned 40 or something. So I was having my midlife crisis when that happened. But then after that, it was just get back to the front. The Tax Slayer car, I'm sorry, I don't remember the number, but he was really fast, and he was right there with me, and I was just trying to save tires once I got out front. Like, I got a half-second lead, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to match his pace, not turn in too hard, because when tires fall off here, you pretty much are having a date with the turn 4 wall that no one really wants to have. And so, yeah, so I just tried to keep it clean and had to pit there at the very end. Christopher in the 87 car, he took 2 tires. I had taken 4, and I was like, okay, well, I got 15 laps to burn these tires off to try and pass them. Unfortunately, he had a little incident with a lap car and apparently didn't put in enough fuel. Otherwise, I think we probably would have gone side by side for about 2 or maybe even 3 laps right there at the end. But it was a good race. As I said, I got to thank Restow Power, You Code It, Haas, Concrete Supply Co., AC Delco, Domino's TYJ Racing. I actually had Domino's Pizza tonight, just an FYI. So if you head down to your local Domino's and you mention Corey Wharton and the Restow Power Machine, you probably will get $1 off, or at least the pretty lady behind the front desk will look at you weird. And Cooper Standard, 100%. Wharton Designs for painting the car, and Over the Top Paint and Graphics, which is an associate painting group that I'm also affiliated with. And if I missed anybody like Lay's, Dr. Pepper, or Banana Boat, you guys can send me an email directly, and I will make sure to include your names every single time, just like Draw Tight, and just like Snap-on, and just like FanVision.
Corey Wharton, the Canadian selfie superstar here in Victory Lane. I only had to ask one question. He did the rest of the hard work for me. Corey, congratulations on winning tonight, and we hope to see you in the season when it gets kicked off in January.
Yeah, 10-4. Hey, anything to make LSR TV's job easier, which, by the way, if you head over to twitch.tv/LSRTV, you'll be able to watch this broadcast in full, and make sure to follow them on YouTube. They post up just about every single race imaginable. They make sure the coverage is awesome, and they make sure that all of us iRacers get put in the proper spotlight. So that's LSR TV. Check them out, Google them, do whatever you need to do, follow them, all the rest.
You want to just close the broadcast out for us? Oh, man. Congratulations again on your win. Laura, you might want to get up with this guy. Corey Wharton, victorious here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. I think that was one of the best interviews we've ever had right here on LSR TV, the voice of sim racing. They pretty much summed everything up there. Tyler?
The only thing he did not mention was my show. I'm a little disappointed.
You'll have to email him like the other people are supposed to.
I was going to say, if this league thing doesn't work out for him, there's a spot up in the booth.
For sure, Tyler. We had a great race. 85 laps, had a couple cautions at the beginning, then it went green for the end. And just some interesting strategy and some unbelievable three-wide racing, some unbelievable moves. Just a great race, all in all. Tell us your final thoughts from tonight.
Well, I thought it was pretty much in line with what a Charlotte race here is going to be. You're going to have everybody gunning for spots right at the very beginning. There's going to be a little bit of contact here and there, and we saw big wrecks, some pretty big heartbreaks with some drivers, but overall, at the end, just the green flag racing and the pit strategy. To me, that's what Charlotte always is and what makes Charlotte fun.
Bucky, we thank you for joining us tonight, and we hope to have you for some more. Hope you enjoyed your first broadcast with us here on LSR TV.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And, I'm a huge fan of LSR TV. I think you guys are the best in sim racing. And I appreciate you guys for having me up here. Hopefully I can join you throughout this Domino's TYJ Racing series. And don't forget, every Monday night from 7 to 9, the Bucky Burt Show. Just go to BuckyBurtRadio.com. Follow on Twitter at BuckyBurt. Guys.
Not a problem. Let's run through the final finishing results here from our preseason Thunder Race at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Corey Wharton, your winner here tonight. You heard him in Victory Lane. Talked about 30 minutes, and that's why we're going to have to run through this finishing results pretty quickly. Nathan Shore, he sits second. Justin Faulkner, he was third. Fourth to Robert McFarland. Chris Hurlow finished fifth. Sixth was Chad Payne. Justin Anderson was seventh. Adam Wilkerson was eighth. Ninth to Ivan Jones, and Paul Fugate rounded out the top 10.
David May finishes in 11th. Gerald Heffley finishes 12th. Steve Cunningham, 13th. Dennis Cook, 14th. Luke Turpin, 15th. Joshua Ramos, 16th. Ray Richer, 17th. Ryan McCorrick, he led a bunch, but ended up back in 18th. And then you have the Fetty twins, Kevin and Glenn, 19th and 20th.
Curtis Young comes home 21st, 27th to Kevin Utley. Judd Danielson comes home in 23rd. Paul Boozle was 24th. Tommy Cochran was 25th. 26th, Charles Lee. Ellery Souza was 27th. Brad Roast was 28th. 29th was David Bradford. 30th was Cole Stanley.
31st was JD. We have Kyle Castleback finishing 32nd. 33rd, William Wood, and rounding out the starters, Mike Donahue finishing 34th.
There you have it, your full finishing results from Charlotte Motor Speedway. Want to thank Bucky Burt for joining us tonight as a third seat. Of course, Tyler Hurst, Cisco Scaramuza. Our producer tonight, Tyler Hurst, was up in the booth with me. For more information on the Domino's TYJ Racing Series, you can visit Domino'sTYJRacing.com. I want to thank Robert McFarland and the gang over at Domino's TYJ for having us tonight. You can stay up to date with the latest in LSR TV online at LiveSimRacing.com, or you can search us on Facebook. All you got to do is go to Facebook.com/LiveSimRacing TV. You can find our post-race recaps, news, and other press on LSR TV and LSR TV2 through our partners at Race Chaser Online at racechaseronline.com or in racing news at iRacing.com/iRacing News. Again, congratulations to Corey Wharton. We want to thank everybody for tuning in with us on their Saturday night. For Bucky Burt, Tyler Hurst, Cisco Scaramuza, I am Ben Kilcrease. Remember to pray for those in Paris, and when you're out there on the roads, to put the phone down. Good night, everybody, from Charlotte.